Hello there. Today I'm filming a video about ways that may help you accept your tics. And by accepting your tics, I don't mean like accepting that it's going to be hard forever. I definitely don't mean that. And I don't mean accepting that there's nothing you can do about the tics, because there are ways to manage them. There are ways to reduce them if that is what you need. What I mean by acceptance is not judging yourself for them and eliminating any shame you may feel about them. That's really important, because once we are no longer ashamed of our tics, we can tic freely. And that's important because suppression can be harmful and uncomfortable, and it can lead to rebounds later on. And when we also accept our tics, we are more likely to ask for help and support and accommodations when we need them, because we feel less shame about it and we know that we are entitled to it. So I think that's really important. And in general, it just helps us have a better quality of life, because we won't be judging ourselves for things that we can't control, and therefore that will improve our self-esteem. So the first thing I would say about something that may help you accept your tics is potentially watching documentaries about people who have tics, or watching videos of other people who have tics. I mean, you are already doing that already, watching a video of someone who has tics, that's me. But a documentary can sometimes be helpful to watch because you can learn from how other people manage their condition. However, I must say that not all documentaries are accurate. Unfortunately, a lot of them are patronising or have misinformation in them or represent things in a really unhelpful way. But there are a small percentage that are actually quite helpful. And they show that people with tics can be successful individuals who are smart, penis, kind, caring, and just amazing people. And that can be so helpful for a young person with tics to have some sort of role model. That can make a huge difference, because it allows someone to believe in themselves, and that's so important, because confidence is really important. Beans. The next thing I would say is meet others in the community. Meeting others who tic is something that should never be taken for granted. It's really helpful to learn from others about what helps them, and to just know that you're not alone. When you hear someone open up about an experience that you have, it can actually be quite reassuring. I mean, of course, you don't want anyone to go through struggles that you've been through, because you know what they feel like, but at the same time, you know that what you are experiencing then, if someone else is experiencing it, it's not that, bizarre for someone with tics to experience that sort of thing. And it can help you feel a bit less alienated. So that's important. And again, if you meet others with Tourette's or tics, you can sometimes find a role model. The next thing I would say that could help you accept your tics is talking about them online rather than in person. Sometimes people are quite shy and ashamed to talk about their tics in person when they first start having tics. Chicken nugget. So speaking about it first on social media before you actually speak to people you know can be really, really helpful. Because on social media it's anonymous, and you also know that you're helping others as well. So that can be a really good way to do it. That's actually how I started being open about my tics. When I was 12, I started raising awareness of Tourette's and tics, and of course I'm still doing that now. I actually blocked a family member from the Instagram page because I didn't want them knowing about my tics and stuff, and I wanted the I wanted to be more anonymous, so I did that, and I did eventually unblock them. But it can be useful to do it online first of all, because once you get used to talking about what it's like online, eventually you will meet others online sometimes, and they can help you see that there's no shame in it. Another way that you can accept your tics and decrease any shame that you may feel about them is researching your conditions and your symptoms. This can be helpful because you can learn the names of things, and that probably sounds quite random, but if you learn the names of things, again, it helps you know that you're not alone, and it just gives you some answers so you don't feel afraid as to what's going on. I remember I was so relieved when I found out about sensory tics and phantom tics. It answered so many questions for me. So that can be really helpful, but also just researching to know that you cannot control this. For example, when I was researching tics when I was 12, I found some stuff that said suppression is unhelpful and that's a really important thing to know, and it helped me tic more freely and not be ashamed of it, and not feel like I have to suppress or I have to be quiet, because that's just unhelpful, and it doesn't really solve anything. But spinach. As well as this, researching things like rage attacks, not just the tics, but the other symptoms can be helpful to research as well, because rage attacks are something that some people may feel quite ashamed of, but if you research it and see that it's a symptom and not something you're doing wrong and not a flaw in your character, it can really help you accept yourself and accept what you're going through and not feel like you're bad because of it, because it's a symptom. Hey, if you're wondering how do I meet others with tics, there are a lot of Tourette's support groups, and if you have PANDAS, there are probably some PANDAS support groups, but I know that actually some Tourette support groups do have people with PANDAS in them, the in-person support groups do. So I'm sure you could find somewhere where you're welcome to talk to others who have tics. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it helps. Bye!